I've been feeling a little bit anxious about the adoption.
I feel like this year was the year I kind of expected, maybe to grow our family.
How much of the adoption will you share once your child is placed?
This is such a hard one that we don't know.
Me and Ryan argue all the time.
We actually have never really shared this room before. That's a work in progress, that is. That's the most pretentious slurp ever. Got to put syrup in mine. It is raining outside, so we thought it's been a very long time since we've sat down and had a proper catch up.
It's been quite a while because a lot's happened this past year and we actually haven't done a video like this in over a year.
Yeah. And the last thing we said about the adoption is obviously that we didn't get the child, but we do have some adoption updates.
Just a lot's been happening. We wanted to say a massive thank you to our Instagram family because we took to stories and asked everyone to send in their questions and we had the most we've ever had.
Thank you. Coffee on my lips.
No, I've got coffee in my breath.
So the first question we're going to go into is, how is the adoption going? I feel like this one is probably like the nicest question to start with.
I feel like I've been feeling a little bit anxious about the adoption only because I feel like 2025 is like well into effect.
I feel like in a bit of a limbo. I feel like this year, wholeheartedly, I feel like this year was the year I kind of expected, maybe to grow our family.
We're like so early still in this whole
really
year.
Quick.
It's going quick and we're thinking like even things like holidays, I feel like we can't book anything to go anywhere because we don't know when we're going to be matched.
Other than that, I feel like we are, it's going as well as it can go.
We're just sat here, staying warm, and it's basically up and down. We're just waiting to be matched.
Yeah, we're literally just riding the highs and the lows.
Now, this isn't all just adoption questions, but one that we did get quite a few times was, what would you do on your Mother's Day with your child? This is so interesting.
I love this question.
Because I feel like it's one thing that I think lots of people don't think about, but there are still quite a small amount of people that are asking.
It's a sweet thing, because I feel like as our kid grows up, I feel like that's going to be quite like an intense day, because it's going to remind you of your birth month. For me, it like reminds me of my mum, so I feel like when you've had the loss or trauma, this day can be a little bit of a trigger.
And I feel like we'll incorporate how we celebrate Mother's Day, like going out for lunch with like my mum and my nan. I feel like we'll probably just make it like a big celebration of like the women in our life.
Yeah. Out there, you must know if you don't have like a great relationship with your mum, or they passed away, or whatever the reason is, sometimes Mother's Day can be like a little bit tricky.
But one thing we are going to echo for this whole, all these walls are going to be filled of communication. Like, we're going to try and have the most open relationship with our future child. Yeah.
Do you have any arguments and misunderstandings? Then, if so, then how do you deal with them? So I feel like we always get asked like online, like people are really shocked that when we admit that we do argue.
Me and Ryan argue all the time. Just like, I don't know, what would you call it? Like bickering.
That's it, bickering.
Because I feel like there's a difference between like an argument where you're like screaming and then little snappy bits, and I feel like it's normal. It's so normal.
Matthew likes to make jokes out of everything, which then I feel like then makes me angry and annoyed, which then doesn't help the situation get resolved.
And I think one thing people say when they meet us is that, which I really love, is that they always say we're the same as what we are online. Like, we're literally, this is just us. We're not like a personality. I feel like we're just us online. And I feel like because I'm quite a wind up and a joker,
you are an annoying person.
I feel like it's in my blood, because my dad is the exact same to my mum, and it's really annoying, but it's just like it's just in my DNA.
I feel like I have a lot more patience than I realise. Do you not think that?
Yeah, especially when there's two of us.
I think I've got a lot of patience. Very rare that we'll go to bed and not have resolved it, because I think the worst thing is waking up the next day like on eggshells, knowing that like you're still not in a happy place. Do you have any pets? Well, let us show you, shall we?
It's so hard because I'm going to assume that most people know about Roscoe, but then there are people that are new here that might not have ever seen that we have Roscoe. So we're just going to quickly show.
He is a sleeping dog.
Believe it or not, he is under this heated blanket.
More than anyone that I ever know. He can sleep all day.
Oh wow! Welcome to the new day.
Good morning, or should I say good afternoon?
Oh my god, he's so angry. You can just tell he's just over us already. Oh, the shut eyes are back.
Good night.
So that is pet number 1. And then we've got pet number 2, which I feel like a lot of people don't know about. I'm just going to
Well, I mean, they only live like half the year and they're basically... But they just sleep, don't they?
I'm going to just show you who we mean. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning. So this is Melvin, and she's actually just come out of hibernation. And fun it is a he, but it's actually technically a she. But Matthew didn't know.
Because I've had this tortoise since I was literally like 12 years old.
And you didn't know to do the gender.
And when they're this small, you can't tell if they're a boy or a girl. So we just named her Melvin because we didn't know. Soon to be living outside, but at the moment she's just come out of hibernation.
And she will actually outlive us. It means that our kid will get Melvin.
Aren't you lucky, Melvin?
She stays in the family.
I personally think my parents were really immature for letting me get a lifetime pet.
I agree.
But we love her. What jobs did you have before you became content creators?
So I had a paper round. That's my first job ever.
I used to help people pick their glasses.
You used to work at like opticians.
Yeah.
And then I worked at like MAC Cosmetics for a while. I did a lot of makeup. And that's actually when I started my YouTube channel. And then I went into like kind of like the teaching, apprenticeship, marketing sector.
And then I was really late going to uni, which I feel like I just need everyone to just stop when you go to uni.
Normal.
Don't feel like you need to rush into it because everyone young goes to uni. I went when I was like 25, and then I worked at Lush for a little bit, bath bombs.
The weekends.
On the weekends while I was studying, and then I worked in PR for a little bit.
And I felt like then it kind of gradually, we kind of went part-time, and then before we kind of went like full-time creators. So it wasn't like a 5 or 6 overnight. We like, I remember when we were in our flat like 9 years ago, we started YouTube videos and we would post every Saturday, and we would somehow come home from our work or uni and do it, and that's what we did for like years.
Yeah, I feel like for us to get where we are now, it was like the biggest grow up. I'm so happy because we didn't give up.
I'm so happy. I feel like we always knew we wanted this. Like we were gonna have this one day.
How much of the adoption will you share once your child is placed?
This is such a hard one that we don't know. Like we are always gonna put our child's like safety first. We're gonna share their story because that's
their story,
and it's not our place to share that.
But I think in terms of what we'll share, like we're really keen to share things like getting the nursery ready or picking the pram, or all the exciting stuff of becoming first-time dads.
And you can still share that, like making their lunch. There's still ways to share being a parent without like sharing everything. Like we're never gonna share like a tantrum online.
But I think one thing that we like just do not take for granted is the community we've built, and people sharing their experiences and advice for us during this whole adoption.
So helpful.
It has been like insane, and genuinely, I'm not just saying it, I don't know what we would do without the support of you guys, because some of the comments and stuff have just been life-changing.
Just makes us feel less lonely.
Yeah.
We're not on our own.
Both love Pokemon, but is there anything one of you doesn't like that the other doesn't?
There is. Let us show you. We actually have never really shared this room before. It's kind of like, I suppose it's like a share type of thing.
And we are going to basically have this as my pottery studio.
So in case you didn't know, Matthew actually does pottery. Is there any pots there?
These are very old ones.
So these are what Matthew used to do. So these are like the love heart pots. And then you have like, I really like these ones. These are like matcha glazed pots.
They're just really cute. Oh my god, I'll be able to make you a matcha bowl.
Oh my god, that's what I wanted. What Matthew used to do, but ever since moving, I feel like you need your
pottery wheel, obviously.
So it'll just go like here, and then you've kind of got like a shelf, and you can put shelves up there. So that's your kind of your next project, isn't it?
It's quite exciting, yeah. So this TBC, but obviously it's like winter here in the UK. And it's very cold, so we were just waiting for the weather to warm up. This is something you're not really a fan of, are you?
I feel like pottery I don't like the dirt and the mess. Not really for me.
Little does Ryan know he's going to be helping me with the glazing.
He really wants me to get on board, and I'm like so anti it.
It would be cute.
No, I feel like it's not for me.
Now, Ryan's hobby, which I'm not overly fond of, is
makeup.
Because I'm just not a makeup guru.
But I used to do like a lot of freelance makeup.
But this does lead on to the next question, which is, can Ryan give some advice on foundation application? His brush tips changed my life.
Thank you. Oh my god. You're supposed to say, am I alright? I'm alright.
Is everything alright?
I'm alright. It's my Crocs. They get in the way sometimes.
It's big old Crocs.
Say, when putting foundation on, start like in the, like here, like the inner, like the centre of your face, like your chin, your cheeks, and here, and then blend it outwards. So then it means you never get a line between your neck and face. Why are you laughing, Matthew?
You don't make any sense to anyone because it's like you speak in alien. Makeup gurus, please leave a comment right now and let us know if that just helped you.
It's a really good tip. Just put it on the centre of your face and then blend it outwards so it doesn't blend.
Excuse me, are you keeping our seat warm? Ever just love your dog so much that you want to squeeze them really hard?
How do you both manage to stay so happy and upbeat even through difficult times? Or we don't.
I feel like actually, I feel like we're like 50-50.
You do. Matthew, we always say like Matthew's the yin and I'm the yang.
My brain is wired quite positively. God, if that ever disappears, it will just be like the worst thing.
Yeah, we have our days where we're not upbeat, especially with the adoption. There's been times where we've not got the news we wanted, and then we just have to switch off.
Yeah.
We'd switch off from work, we'd switch off from like everything, and just take some like self-care time.
I feel like we just take ourselves offline and away from everything.
Yeah, like
even if it's just for a few hours. Oh, we've got some awards to come to. Oh,
got a special guest.
Oh, the original child of the family.
Oh. Do you want to read the next question?
What are you both most scared for with the adoption and why? I think Roscoe is most scared for
being replaced.
No!
But she never will be.
You'll never be replaced.
Just room for, we've got enough love in our heart for everyone.
Me, what I'm most scared for in terms of the adoption is probably the unknown.
Like losing us. I think that's a big thing, and I feel like because we're so aware of it, I feel like we'll make sure to do things that make sure we don't lose us. Like still have dates, still have like us time. Like we're very lucky to have like family, a really good support network near us.
Yeah, which we will most definitely be using. I feel like because we're going to be adopting a child that hasn't come straight from like the womb. They've already experienced a life, whether it be good or bad or just like okay. So I think I'm just like a bit apprehensive of like what it's actually going to be like when they come and we give them the life that we want to give them.
For people who are scared to come out the closet for being gay, so I feel like my biggest tip for anyone that is like struggling with their like sexuality is do it in your own time. Make sure you're in a safe space, and there's just no rush.
Our top 3 things, and I think the big thing is the safety and the rushing. And if things don't go to plan when you do come out, just remember there is a massive community out there, and I just feel like there is
so much love out there. Right, we're going to do a little bit of a fire round, okay? What's your favourite food?
Probably, I'm really bad at fire rounds. What's my favourite food?
You're probably like pizza.
Well, I don't want to be basic, so I am like... right,
mine would be chicken wraps with cheese and loads of sauce with hash browns. Which Pokemon do you think each other would be like their spirit animal, but Pokemon?
Genuinely, this isn't shade, but you would be Snorlax because you love sleeping.
You're that's so shady.
That's not shady.
I feel like you would be generally something like Squirtle.
Oh my god, that's like a compliment.
But they're a little bit annoying, a bit playful, don't understand when enough's enough, but they have like a good heart, so I thought that's you. What is your favourite thing about each other?
My favourite thing about you is your pods... Oh god, no, can I start that again?
My positivity, isn't it?
I was to say positive heart, but then I was like, no, it's not positive. My favourite thing about you is your big heart.
Right, my favourite thing about you, you're really, really kind.
I thought you were going to say caring or kind.
Because I feel like you would put anyone else's needs before your own.
Yeah, I would. I'm such a Sagittarius.
And I feel like it's, I feel like you're just like the purest soul. You've got the purest soul ever.
What made you realise you were ready to adopt at this time in your life? Love you both.
But I feel like when we first met, I always said that I wanted kids. But that was a conversation we had really early on. Obviously not there and then, but we wanted kids.
It's like 10 years ago.
But I feel like when we went on a Disney trip a few years ago, I don't know what it was, but I was like started seeing families and I was like, oh, I really want that. And then like I started kind of getting like, is it like broody? And I was starting to get like, I want a family.
And I think we were like, so how can we make that happen?
It's like surrogacy, and I feel like we found like adoption kind of felt more right for us.
Something just clicked, because at first I was like, oh, I don't know if adoption's the right path, and then as soon as I learnt more about it, I was like, oh my god.
And it's so hard because as like a same-sex couple, you have to plan it. Like one of us can't just get pregnant, so it's kind of like you have to like be like, we're ready, or we're ready enough. Because I don't think anyone's ready to be parents, but I feel like confidently we're ready enough to like learn to be parents.
So we're gonna give it a good bash.
We're good, great parents.
I don't know if this has been asked before, but how did you both meet? Love you both.
So we met on Tinder.
About 9.5 years ago.
Originally, Matthew basically rejected me and didn't want to talk to me. And then
It wasn't like that.
one Halloween, he FaceTimed me and like, hey, can you do my makeup? And I was like, no, I'm not doing your makeup. We actually met in the club that I was working, and we had a little like chat, didn't we? And I feel like I realised you were actually a nice guy, and then we went on like an official date a few days later.
And the rest is history.
Okay, and then the final question we're going to answer is, what are you most looking forward to when you guys adopt? I love you guys. We love you too.
We love you.
I would say I'm really excited just for like the adventures and the memories, and I feel like just to be able to be a dad and raise them like growing up and find out like they become their own little persons, and you're like, oh, we did that, we helped you.
Yeah.
Like, we just helped you. I thought that's what I'm really excited for.
I think I'm most excited for living through them. So, you know, like experiencing like Pokemon for the first time.
You just want a child, so you could be like, let's do it together.
I'll play Pokemon first. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be so much fun.
And I feel like as soon as we said that, someone's gonna be like, they're really naive, because obviously we know it's gonna be hard.
Obviously you have hard times, but I feel like we just know that this house will be full of laughter.
Yeah. Without the hard times, you won't realise what are the fun times. But if you guys do have any video ideas, please leave in the comments below and give the video a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload.
We love you guys, and we'll see you very, very soon. Bye everybody.
Bye guys. Bye.